Welcome to Picture Book Chat, where we feature a handful of new picture books each month and discuss what makes them great. Whether you're a parent, caregiver, or teacher, you're bound to find some wonderful reading suggestions from librarians Mary Ellen Brax and Sheri Boggs.
Hi, welcome to Picture Book Chat. I'm Mary Ellen, and I'm our Public Services Manager, or one of them. And this is
Sheri Boggs, and I am our Youth Collection Development Librarian.
Yes, well, welcome to you all to Picture Book Chat. And Sheri, it looks like you got us a good bunch of books.
I hope so.
And
it's
we have
very
a theme.
cat heavy.
Yes, we have a theme. Very cat heavy. Well, I'll go ahead and start because we have two little board books that we want to talk about because we love getting some fun board books in.
Yeah.
And this one is called Hi Cat, Bye Cat. And it has opposites, it has counting in it, it has colors in it. There's a lot you can do with this one, perfect for toddler age. So Hi Cat, Bye Cat. Loud cat, shy cat, one cat, four cats. And it's got a nice little rhythm and rhyme to it, nice bright colors to it. And so it all goes around all about cats with just very simple words. And like I love on this page how they go big cat and then small cat. And then weak cat, strong cat, it is pulling the string. So some good vocabulary in here for toddlers. I think they'll really like it. An extra long cat. So they do a few of those kind of ones that just take it a little bit further. Glad cat, sad cat. Good cat, bad cat. And then they talk about going to bed at night. So really simple, but really appealing to kids with that. And then there is a companion book to that with This Dog, That Dog. And so, it goes in with opposites. They got a little bit of counting. So you could go, here's a third pup. Go, go, go. Love the pup on the skateboard. This dog's hairy, this dog's bare. So again, you kind of have some rhyming in here. This dog's playing tug of war. So yeah, really simple books. And really appealing, I think, to toddlers, especially if you have an animal lover in your house. And they do sizes too, which is with the small and the bigger, which can be really important. Math words, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, because with toddlers, like that's when they start kind of comparing.
Yes.
Big versus small. His piece is bigger than mine.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of that at that age.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, great introduction to some math words. So, hi cat, bye cat, and this dog, that dog. Did you have a favorite out of these two?
The dog one. And it could just be like I've got two dogs, but this one it seemed like there was a little bit more text to it, but it did make it more complicated. Like this was kind of just singular words. And this one felt just slightly more advanced. Like, it was more, this dog is this, this dog is this, which I kind of enjoyed. And I love the big faces in both of these books. Like with toddlers, you especially see it like with human faces or baby faces in toddler books, but I think they'll also engage with these dog faces in here.
Yes,
well, of
definitely.
course, this is a whole body, but
yeah.
But yeah, great book. I love the size. This is a good toddler size.
Definitely. You can even use these with preschoolers too, since you're talking about some opposites. You've got some rhyming, you've got some vocabulary in there. So your young preschoolers, your 3-year-olds, I think these would be really good for. But yeah, I mean, I would use them in story time. And they would work pretty well, I think. So, so hi cat, bye cat, this dog, that dog. And we have the barcode on the back that you can scan and go straight to our catalog. And then this one for this dog, that dog. And then we're going to continue on with our cat theme.
So next up is cats in construction hats. First of all, I just want to point out these cats are all working together.
Yeah.
Which when you talk about herding cats,
Yeah.
like there's some teamwork going on in here that's
Yes.
kind of surprising. I love that the end papers are like blueprints.
Yes.
And they're really fun to look at. You've got like a nap nook, a cat kiss treehouse,
Yeah.
a hidey hole, all those things
The
that cats
scratching
love.
pose. Yeah.
What a dream.
High tower lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Snooze zone. So that's great. And this again is like a very simple book. I feel like it would work well with toddlers. We can talk about that more, but you're talking about colors, yellow cat, green hat. At that age, they're making those connections to the word and what's going on. So like you can even be pointing that out with that age group. And then they've got word bubbles, dig this, clear that. So you're assigning, a text bubble to like each individual character.
Right.
That indicates that they're talking. Green cat, orange hat. You see all of this great construction stuff going on. You're starting to try to guess, what on earth could they be doing? I love the little details like the fish on the side of the cement mixer. Load this, move that. You start to see the structures going up. And I there are kids that are really into construction, I think.
Oh, they will love this.
Yeah, because it's so methodical and going in the order of how you build something, which those kids like. So there's it's deceptively simple. Like there's a lot more going on than it appears to be on the surface.
Right.
And also your kids that love vehicles.
Will absolutely adore this. There's so many different kinds of construction vehicles in this book.
Yeah, so also great vocabulary for those things. So now we're getting into the welding, safety.
Yeah.
Watch what you're doing.
Yeah. I love this page.
With the rats.
Eat rats.
I'm not a big rat person, so I didn't like this page. But there's some humor to it too. I think would it be a good read aloud, do you think? Or do you think with the word bubbles that makes it
I think
trickier?
I think it's trickier, but I think you can make it work in certain circumstances.
Like a smaller group,
A smaller group.
Yeah. So here we're putting up the wallpaper. We get into kind of the interiors. And in the end, you find out like it's this marvelous cat structure that you see in the blueprint at the beginning of the book. So like you could go back and forth and like, oh, here's the hidey hole and all of that. And then you see all the cats having fun. And I love that they get to change into little party clothes.
And they still have like the same color that their hats were and everything too.
Oh, great attention to detail. I didn't notice that. So yeah, lots of fun. What did you think of this one?
I really liked it. And as we're going through it again, I'm like, I guess I would read it in the story time. I think you could have a lot of fun with it. I would, if you want to have a lot of discussion about it, I think I would start off at the beginning of story time. But I think it's one that your older toddlers and preschoolers will really pore over if they like cats, if they like construction. It reminds me a little bit of Richard Scarry now that we're talking about it.
Totally. I can see that.
Yeah.
Richard Scarry.
Yeah. I loved all the really bright colors, and I like that there were a lot of position words in here. So again, you're working on those early math skills too.
Oh yeah.
You could do a lot of counting in this book too. So while there's no numbers in here, you can mathematize this book. Yes, that is a real word. But then you can say how many cones are on this page, or how many flags do you see? So you can work that into it. So I thought that would be a fun one for, looking at it in terms of a math unit too. I just thought it was really nice to just go through and have a simple one that you can talk about too. I would use this with older toddlers and preschoolers. And you've got some great words like boom, crash, splat.
I was noticing that throughout to the sound words, like whir, chugga, chugga, chugga.
And you've got here an eek with the the little rats. So, I think that's pretty common on a construction site. Somebody can correct me if I'm
There's
wrong.
all sorts of sounds on a construction site.
Yeah. Or what you unearth as you dig. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to look at in here, too. So kids who do have an attention to detail would really like this a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of a fun kiddie book that, and I thought, too, with the blueprints and everything, you could have the kids design their own cat house. What would you build for your cat house? Or if they don't have cats, what would you build for your dog? Or what would you build for your teddy bear?
Right.
There's
like
a
what
lot
are
of
the features that they would that your teddy bear would want.
Yeah. How would you draw your blueprint? And so I think you can work that into it too. And then you can help them label it too, because this had some labels on it. The end one doesn't, but the beginning one has the labels here. And that would be nice. Another way to work on some words, label it for us. So that could be kind of fun to see how they put the words together, the letters together to create their words.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get an idea of, they're starting to understand how you put the sounds and the letters together. So, yeah, there's some things you can do with this one. And then you could do a little construction unit with it and have your blocks out and then have them build something too. So you can
maybe invite the cat in to test it out.
Yes.
See how long that lasts.
Yes.
Times.
Yes, I know. One of our cats always wanted to be in the middle of everything. So,
yeah.
So yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. So here is the code that you can scan to check it out for yourself.
Yes.
All right, what's next, Mary Ellen?
Oh, this is a funny one. The Crayon Stub. So it's an older cat and a younger cat, and you got a lot of white space on some of the pages, and you got a lot of word bubbles. This one would be a little harder to read out loud to a group because of the word bubbles. With cats and construction hats where there were some word bubbles, it's simple, so it's easier to read out loud. It's easy to miss things.
Yeah.
So this one would be one I would practice with if you wanted to read it out loud. So here we have an art wall. The bigger cat wants to do something spectacular and become world famous. No big deal. And then he goes to get his crayons out and he realizes he only has a little stub of a crayon left. What I do like is with the words, like they're bigger when he wants to emphasize things. So that's kind of fun to do. Like, eek! Where did they all go? Why is there only one teeny tiny little red crayon stub? How can I draw something totally spectacular with just this one teeny tiny little red crayon stub? And so it starts there. Yes, the drama. So you could really get in the voices here. And here he's being dramatic. This is a disaster. What I do like about this book a lot is he's being dramatic and he doesn't know how it's going to work out and dealing with all these feelings. So I think that's good to see because it does resolve at the end. Spoiler alert. And so they go through and figure out kind of what are they going to do? And so he looks at his board. He's got all these dinosaurs, but I already have a gazillion dinosaurs.
I love this page.
Yes, we've done it all before. And he goes, and the same goes for robots and cows and unicorns and robot cows riding unicorns and butterflies and cheese pizzas. I've done it all before. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But what I do love, and he talks about I can't take the pressure. So we all have that feeling, right? When we're working on something and we just I can't get going. Then he has a genius idea, but then the little cat takes the crayon and he's following him around trying to get it back. No. And then he puts it in his mouth and eats it.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I was going to draw something totally spectacular. I was going to become world famous. And then he spits it out. But what I love is the problem solving in this book. it's quite creative. Wait, what have you done? And then he gets an idea and he draws something else. Totally spectacular. So when I got to this page, I was like, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be a great one if you were doing a Valentine's Friends theme?
Yeah.
Because it's not your typical book, but here it is with the heart and the two of them together.
So cute.
So I thought, wow, that was a fun one. So I could see this working, maybe with a smaller group.
Yeah.
Too. But the word bubbles are nice because then it shows you there's different people speaking too. So I think that works really well for kiddos to see that. And then, so what's for lunch? Gulp, he's eating a picture.
What's wrong with that cat?
Yeah. So it's a fun story. I really like it. I think it would be hard to read like in one of our story times or to a classroom maybe.
Yeah.
But if you had a smaller group, it might be a fun one to use, I think.
Yeah.
Because you get to use all sorts of voices too.
Yeah. Definitely.
And so, you're working on recognizing the differences in print too and what that means.
That's
and
a
just
good point.
The size and the exclamation points in here. So I can see that working. And again, you can pair it up with a drawing activity. Well,
totally.
What would be your masterpiece that you would want to draw?
Yeah.
And how would you draw it?
Yeah.
So kind of interesting. I mean,
yeah, like what could you do with just one crayon
yes.
stub? Like, go.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was kind of a fun one, an unexpected ending, which I really liked. But yeah, so your thoughts?
First off, I love the cover. I love like a silly looking cover with like exaggerated text and shapes, and I love like his little fangs. Like it's immediately engaging to me. There were things I noticed as you were talking and paging through it. There's some great detail stuff going on. Like if you look at him here, and this is why it would be really good one-on-one, you can see he's got little color flecks around his little muzzle. So it's like, it kind of hints that he's already eaten a bunch of crayons. And he through the whole thing, he's just like, mew, mew. Really simple. I love the grandiosity of the big cat, that he's just got like this huge artistic ego, and it's like, I was planning to make something magnificent. What am I going to do now? I want to be famous. I love the weird specificity of like a picture of a toasted tomato sandwich.
Oh, yes.
Like it's just really random and funny. But where I was really excited, like this page with all the art they've already done.
Yes.
There's all these little homages to picture books. Like here's like the little bear, whatever it is, from I Want My Hat Back.
Yeah.
The pigeon from Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus.
Yeah, because I just noticed there's a penguin over here that reminds me of one of the penguin ones. So
it's super fun that way. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't until you were talking, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's the pigeon from the Mo Willems books.
Yeah.
So yeah, super fun. I think this is like a good one, for one-on-one reading. Like a parent and a child reading it together could have a lot of fun looking through this. Oh my gosh, the Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah.
Could spend all day with
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the same things you talked about. I love the humongous text for when he's having some kind of like emotional utterance of some sort. And I love what they're doing with the text here, that they, the no, as they're going around a corner.
Stop.
I think it's weird that he's eating the crayon in the paper, but who knows?
Yeah.
Toddlers put lots of things in their mouths.
Yes.
And like you, I thought like where it goes is really surprising. Like looking at this, I had no idea what he was going to do with it. And I love all the rainbow colors here.
Because there wasn't much color until the page with all the pictures, but otherwise he's got a pretty standard, like he's got a particular color scheme they're using in here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Is there something back here I was going to say something about? I guess not. But yeah, I think it's just a fun little picture book.
Yeah.
Great maybe to talk about art. Of course, like not necessarily in a classroom, but,
Right.
Just one-on-one. You could do some fun art stuff at home with this after, like, what could you do with just one crayon? And, yeah, I really like
And make
this
a
one.
picture wall like they have, or you have your, so you have a spot to hang your kids' artwork, that type of a thing.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of classrooms do that too. So, but yeah, you could do that at home, where in their rooms you could have like a little picture wall and switch out the pictures.
Even try to mimic like picture books that they like. Like,
right.
Can you draw elephant and piggy? Let's see. I don't know. So that's the Crayon Stub. And that's the code that you can scan to put a hold on it.
Yay.
We're to our last book, Mary Ellen.
Yes.
I'm so excited about this one. Okay, so this is Don't Trust Fish.
I was laughing out loud when I was reading this. I was alone in my in our office area, but I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I feel like this is going to be the new, like, the book with no pictures.
Oh yeah,
because it's got that kind of breaking the fourth wall dynamic. But it's its own thing. Like, it's just, I think it's really clever and fun. But anyway, let's talk about what's in here. I love how this starts. This animal has fur. This animal is warm-blooded. This animal feeds her baby's milk. This animal is a mammal. So it's in all caps. It looks like a children's textbook. Yeah. It's got that very simple kind of early reader, like mid-century kind of look almost.
Yeah.
And it goes on, it talks about a reptile and a bird. And it starts to get more playful. Like on the bird page, it says, this animal has feathers. This animal is a bird. That's it. Anything with feathers is a bird. Birds are dead easy.
Yeah, and you start to see the humor coming through.
Yeah. This is a fish. Don't trust fish.
Just so random.
I know. Fish don't follow any rules. Some of them have gills. Some have lungs. Some live in salt water, and I love that it's a little pickle jar. Some live in fresh water. Some lay eggs. Some don't. They are rebels and outlaws. Don't trust fish. Some fish eat seaweed. Some fish eat other fish. Some fish eat poor innocent crabs who are just trying to have a nice time in the sea. Don't trust fish. So it just goes on like that. Then we meet this character. This is Jeff. We think he's their leader. He looks harmless, but don't be fooled. He's the craftiest fish of all. Don't trust Jeff. Don't trust fish.
And this would be nice because you could have the kids repeat the don't trust fish.
Oh, totally.
I just thought of that as you were reading it, as I was joining in. Oh, okay.
And I love this. You're still learning stuff. A group of fish is called a school. And then it goes funny, but what are they learning in these schools?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
They talk about bioluminescence. And I love that where they go with this. It's also called cheating and being a nasty, tricksy fish. So I love that everything's kind of coming from the perspective of this poor little crab.
Yeah.
It just keeps going on and on. It gets sillier and sillier. I love all the different things going on with the art. Like each page is super surprising with where it goes. Like this Jeff, when his like henchmen, these two great white sharks. I love this. You might think you're safe if you don't have a fish tank. Wrong. So I just think this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Really playful. I think it would be a really fun read aloud. Probably older kids.
Yeah, I would say kind of your older preschoolers, like 4 and up. I think your kindergartners and first graders would get a huge kick out of this book. They would have a lot of fun with it. And it's nice, they do sprinkle in some facts. I love fiction books that actually have some facts about animals.
Yeah.
Of course, the don't trust fish and that type of a thing is not, factual, but you've got a little sprinkling in them.
Yeah.
I love this page too. With crabs are not fish, crabs are your friends. This crab made you a sandwich. Isn't that nice? So just the humor in it, I think would appeal to a lot of kids too.
Yeah.
But you could start it off for a unit on fish. I think that would be a lot of fun. You could talk about, what do they know about fish already?
Yeah.
And then you could move into bring in some actual nonfiction books about fish. which might be kind of fun. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then again, you can extend it with, well, what would your fish look like? What would your fish be doing in the ocean? Because they're talking about that. What do we really know since they're down in the ocean?
Yeah.
What do you think fish are doing down in the ocean? So that could be a fun
Do
activity.
they learn in
too.
school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be good for like you say, like kindergarten, first grade. I think that's the age where they could get some of the humor.
Yes.
And being able to join in and say, don't trust fish. I think they'd have lots of fun with that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also do some playful stuff with tapping into fears. Like I remember seeing Jaws when I was like in the 3rd grade, way too young. And I was afraid of the toilet in the bathtub. Like you couldn't convince me that a shark couldn't be in there because like that shark was everywhere. So this page made me laugh because I just thought, oh gosh, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So super fun. Yeah, I love this one a lot. Don't trust fish.
Yes, and then here's the barcode on the back that you can scan to put a hold on it. I love the back cover too with all the different fish.
There are plenty of fish in the sea. Don't trust any of them.
So if you have a child that's really fearful of stuff, maybe this isn't the best.
I
know. But lots of fun ones. We went to cats to fish, which, cats love to eat fish. So
they do.
So it's kind of a nice little segue. So yeah, lots of fun books this month again. So thank you for joining us for Picture Book Chat. Sheri, thank you for grabbing all those books for us to talk about.
You're so welcome.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Picture Book Chat. If you enjoyed this discussion, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We'll be back next month, and until then, happy reading with the children in your life.